All right, guys, we are back with an affordable knife that is still available today that you might want to consider because I think it's really super cool. It's a knife I didn't know anything about before today. It is the Rike knife Tully, I believe is how you pronounce it. I didn't know it was a thing until Alice sent it over to me from Alicord Paracord Crafts. That just rolls right off the tongue. Not at all. But she does a bunch of paracord stuff and has a great knife collection and set up a promo code for me. So if you go over to her website, which I will link down below, use a promo code DIRK5, you'll get $5 off. You know, pretty cool. So this knife comes from Rike Knife. All right, so let's just dive into it right quick and just zoom right in. What's super cool about this thing is it is a G10 frame that is an integral, whatever you want to call it. It's one big chunk of G10 that is milled out for the carbon fiber, milled out for the pivot collars, the pocket clip, the hardware, and all of that. And it's just one piece on the inside. Like it's just one big chunk. And I'm always impressed with that style of knife. I don't even own an integral knife right now. I need to, because that's one genre, I guess you would call it, of knife that I don't own. And maybe this is that knife. I don't know. We'll talk about it and see. Because as much as I love the integral part, there's a couple of things I don't like that we'll talk about. But let's take a look inside. Well, here's the blade. Awesome. Drop point. Beautiful. Bead blasted. 154 cm blade that is crazy sharp. Yeah, it's cool. Inside, see, we got the light in there. You have just the milling out for the deal, and they mill out for this liner lock. I just think it's really cool. Again, you guys may not be that impressed or think it's that cool, this whole integral style. Excuse me. But I love it, and it's impressive to me, this style of knife. So, zoom back out. This thing runs right now on Blade HQ and Knife Center. They have these for $125. I think that's a great deal for what you're getting. You're getting carbon fiber inlays, and you're getting, in this particular version, black G10. They do have one that has red G10 and black carbon fiber. There's ones with green carbon fiber. There's gray. There's several different colors out there that you could choose from. It feels really good in the hand. It flips great. I love the hole in the flipper tab. I don't know, just a personal thing that I like. It's got some milling on it. I don't know. Aesthetically, I think it's cool. It's round, got jimping all the way around. Not a lot of traction, but I don't know that you need a lot of traction. This thing just works great. Love the blade finish. That's like totally up my alley. 154 cm is a great steel that a lot of custom makers are using. So to have that on a production knife at the $125 price range, I think is really fantastic. The Fishers, Frank Fisher, Todd Fisher, they use 154 cm a lot. Jim Skelton uses it. Like a lot of people use those on their handmade one-off custom knives. So there's something to be said for that as well. Now, what don't I like? I don't like the fact that the deep carry pocket clip is deeper than the actual knife. I just think that's silly. It's just a pet peeve of my personal thing. I just think it's silly and dumb. I don't understand. The other thing on this particular knife, the hardware for that pocket clip, I would much rather it be countersunk. However, if you're going to have exposed hardware, this is the wrong kind to have because it's just like a 90-degree angles on the edge. And if I look at, I think I've got one here on my Kubi, at least it has kind of a button head. So there is a little bit of a ramp and this works in your pocket a lot better than this one does. This one gets hung up on my jean pocket seam, hem, whatever you want to call it, almost every time. Now, granted, it's going to sink down into your pocket about that much without any problem at all, which still isn't bad. I have other knives like this custom Red Horse knife work, Red Horse Hellraiser. It's going to stick out this much by design. And I have no problems carrying that or anything. So if this one's going to stick out about that much, who cares, right? So that's not, I am more irritated that the pocket clip is longer than the knife. And I think, you just need to use better hardware if you're going to have exposed hardware like that. Again, that's me, but nobody asked. I don't love the fact that these are raised also, but this hardware, the shape is much better, and they should have used that style hardware on the pocket clip, at least. That would have been much better. Okay? But the combination of this hardware here, right where the pocket clip starts, has not been an issue, but visually it looks like it would be, but it hasn't been. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. And then this pocket clip, it is bright and shiny, and nothing else on the knife really is. The pivot is, and this little plate on the back of the pocket clip is. I get why they use that to give the pocket clip something to go all the way through and attach onto something solid, not just the G10 frame. So I understand it. I wish there was a better way to do it. Also on the inside, the way that the bottom screw goes through and you can see it there in the G10. See if I can get the light in there to show a little bit more. I don't know. I wish they could have done something different with that. I don't know what, but it just kind of bugs me just a little bit. That's super nitpicking. That's super nitpick. But if they had done the pocket clip bead blasted like the blade, and then it would have matched the pivot collars better. I don't know. It does tie into the liner lock, so it's not terrible. But I think the pocket clip is looks a little out of place to me. Let me know your thoughts down below. All right. So size-wise on this thing, you're at just 5 inches closed with a tiny bit because of that pocket clip. 8 and 11/16 overall with a 3.71 inch blade. Behind the edge is 0.013. The blade thickness, I don't even remember because I measured it. The blade thickness, I think, is 0.116. I just wrote stuff in the wrong spot. I did not measure the overall. Anyway, it weighs in at 3.5 ounces, runs on bearings. It does come from overseas. And if that's a problem for you, then, well, I feel bad for you. You're missing out if you are not buying stuff from all over the world, in my opinion, because there are a lot of great knives that come from other countries. And we'll just leave it there. Here it is with the Sharpie and the Spyderco Delica. We can get it lined up here. Another one that I really like here, and it's roughly similar in size, is the VC Edge interface. It's a little bit shorter, but a huge price difference. $3,000, versus 125. Runs different, works different, of course. Since I pulled out the Kubi, this one, actually, I just looked for a friend today at time of filming on Amazon. This thing in black is $35. It ranges from like 35 to 45. Right now, it's $35. I'll put a link down below if you're interested. You can't go wrong with a $35 good quality pocket knife. And this thing is super cool. So if you're interested. And since I talked about the Hellraiser, here is the Red Horse Knife Works Hellraiser Custom Series. Again, different price range, different configuration, different knife. But hey, for affordable knife, I don't know if we call it a budget knife. Again, we've never really defined budget is X to X, affordable is X to Y, you know. I think in that $125 range, I think this is awesome. I don't know if I would choose the red and carbon fiber or just this particular model. And I'm sure I could find somebody that could do something with the pocket clip. And I'm sure I could take the hardware out and probably find different hardware to work better for it. But I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. I think it's super cool. And I'm super excited to have been able to show you guys. And Alice, thanks for sending it in.